Hello and welcome to another great money method in Gran Turismo 7. For today's money method, we are actually using one of the latest engine swaps added to Gran Turismo 7. We are using the Mitsubishi GTO Twin Turbo, which can receive the engine from the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak Special. Yes, we can take the V6 engine out of that Suzuki and put it into the Mitsubishi. And fun fact, the Suzuki Escudo is actually one of the fastest cars to use for this very event. So it's going to be interesting to see if it's actually the car or if it's just the power plant. If you guys do going to enjoy this and want to see more videos like this, well, hit that subscribe button. So now let's go over everything you need to actually get this money method done. So firstly and most importantly, you need the car. So the Mitsubishi GTO Twin Turbo from 1991 is available from the used car dealership, which means it's in a rotation. So if it's not there, well, you're just gonna have to wait for it to come back. Or you could receive this car for absolutely free by completing the National B license and getting all gold. So if you complete all gold on the National B license, you will receive the Mitsubishi GTO Twin Turbo for absolutely free. So once you do that, it's either you paying around 40,000 or you got the vehicle for free. Well, you're gonna have to cough up a big chunk of change, because the engine swap alone costs 950,000 credits. So just the engine alone is almost 1,000,000 credits. But don't worry, if you just complete this event that we're using twice, you cover all your costs and you're actually in profit. So do not stress about it. It is still a very good and fun engine swap. So now let's actually dive into the rest of the parts that you need for the specific vehicle. Now, instead of taking you over to the tuning shop and showing you every part, we're just gonna look at the tuning sheets and go over it all together, beginning with tire compound. So we're gonna be starting off on racing hard tires. Now you need to purchase either intermediates or wets. This way you know you are going to be covered, because there's an 85% chance of rain occurring during this event. So you'd rather be safe and know, okay, you either have your intermediates or wet tires ready just in case rainfall does occur. So you can choose either or just purchase both and know you're good regardless of how severe the weather is. So that's the tire compound covered. Then when it comes to suspension, your differential, torque vectoring differential, as well as your manual adjustments to your transmission, this does not affect your performance points rating. So with these items, you can personalize them or you can just follow how I have the vehicle set up. So under suspension, we have the body height adjustment being set at 100 for both front and rear. Your anti-roll bars is going to be set at 10 for both front and rear. Your damping ratio compression is going to be set at 40 for both front and rear. Your damping ratio expansion is going to be 50 for both front and rear. Your natural frequency in the front is going to be at 3.20 and 3.30 in the rear. Your negative camber angle is going to be 3.0 all around, so that's both front and rear. Your toe angle in the front is going to be 0.10 going outward and then 0.20 going inward for the rear. Now your torque vectoring differential, this is really up to you how you want the vehicle to handle. If you want more power going to rear wheels, well, you can just adjust that on the fly and just tailor it throughout the event. But frankly, I like to have it set at 45-55, because with this particular vehicle, it just works so well. So this is usually the setup I run. Now downforce does play a big part when it comes to your performance points adjustment. So your downforce in the front is going to be set at 50 and then in the rear is going to be set at 300. Now for your ECU is going to be a fully customizable ECU and you're going to set that to 72. So yes, you are almost putting it all the way to the left. So yes, the power is being restricted heavily, but the car is still very powerful. Having 704 brake horsepower is still a strong figure, and the car is going to be able to still travel well over 300 kilometers per hour. Then we do not have a ballast or a power restrictor, so that should remain just not touched. Then for transmission, we're using a fully customizable racing transmission. This is actually going to be set to 300 kilometers per hour with no manual adjustments being done. So with this in mind, you could have gone and used a fully customizable manual transmission, which would have reduced the performance points, allowing you to increase how much your ECU output can be. So yes, you would have a lot more power, but with the Escuadro swap, I decided, you know what, I'd rather go for faster shifts than actually more power, because already the car has ample power. Now if we head on over to the next page, we'll actually notice that I do not have a turbocharger equipped. Now this is because, as I said, with the standard engine alone, we already have ample power, so there's no need for a turbocharger. And with the power band and the way the Escuadro engine actually lays its power out, we do not need that added lag on top of the way the engine already performs. So now when it comes to intake, exhaust, nothing is changed there. You can't change anything. So braking system, you can either go for your carbon brakes or for your just normal slotted or drilled disc, your racing brake pads, and then you'll notice everything else is standard except for your clutch and flywheel, which is going to be set to racing. Now the car also has stage 1, 2 and 3 weight reduction also applied to it. So with all of these settings, you should be under 700 performance points. And if you aren't, or you're actually over, well, you're going to need to head on to GT Auto and just take a look at your wheels, because if the wheel offset is set too wide, this can actually alter your performance points. So just be careful with that. Now if I haven't mentioned it already, we are going to be doing the WTC 700 around Le Mans. After 30 minutes of this event, you will earn 825,000 credits. Now the reason for this circuit is because I tried it out around Sardinia, Spa, and just the way the Escuadro actually produces its power, when it comes to slow corners, there is no power at all. It's extremely slow and actually painful to drive. So we gotta take advantage of Le Mans having those massive straightaways, because that is where the Escuadro's engine is actually just powerful. That's where its strengths lie. So we're gonna take advantage of that, and we're gonna use it around the WTC 700. Now once we load in, you wanna make sure that your vehicle is set to fuel map level 1. We need as much power as possible. So with it being set over to fuel map level 1, this means you're gonna have to pit at least twice during this event, because you are able to complete 3 laps before needing to go into the pits. Now why I say leave it on fuel map level 1, because if you try to put it on fuel map level 6, you're gonna restrict your power. And when it comes to cornering, as you can see, the 458 in front of me actually pulled away because of how slow this vehicle is when it actually comes to exiting corners. So if the vehicle is under 5,500 RPM, well, there's like absolutely no power. It almost feels as if the car goes into limp mode, and then once you pass that range, well, it's just a bat out of hell. The car is going to be flying. As you can see, on the hardest difficulty, making absolute mincemeat of the opponents. And you can see we are traveling, and we actually reach upwards of 340 kilometers per hour before we have to slam on the brakes. And that's one thing, with the vehicle still traveling at such a high speed, if you slam on the brakes, you are still going to be able to make it around the corner. You're going to be setting lap times. I've set sub 4-minute laps in this vehicle. It is possible. In this particular race that's on screen right now, I set a fastest lap of 4 minutes 4 seconds, because I mean, this was the first thing I did when I woke up, so I wasn't in peak performance yet. So you can set super fast times without really even trying. The car is just that good, and it's just really a really good setup. So if you guys do go on to enjoy this, well, leave a like and subscribe for more GT7 content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.